Learning something new, like recognizing a face among the crowd or detecting a typographical error, seems simple in everyday life. However, for the brain, this involves a complex reorganization of millions of neurons processing information. Understanding how this change occurs is one of the central questions of neuroscience. If you are interested in brain functioning and learning, subscribe to our channel and like this video. Here we will explore how neurons change their activity as we learn new skills, revealing the secrets behind our learning process. A recent study published in the journal Science investigates neuronal activity while animals learn to perform visual tasks. Through the observation of macaques, researchers have been able to follow the activity of neurons in the visual cortex for weeks, providing data on how neural activity evolves during learning. There are two theoretical frameworks in neuroscience that explain how the brain processes information. The first describes a unidirectional sensory processing, where the signals of the senses are processed step by step in different areas of the brain, optimizing with practice. The second approach, known as generative inference, suggests that the brain not only processes sensory information, it also uses internal expectations to interpret what it perceives, combining sensory signals with predictions through brain connections. To investigate learning, researchers trained macaques to perform visual discrimination tasks. Animals had to distinguish between different visual patterns and choose the correct response through eye movements, while recording neuronal activity. The findings showed that at the beginning of learning, neurons responded independently with low information redundancy. However, as animals improved, this redundancy increased, indicating that neurons began to share information with each other. This increase in redundancy contradicts the traditional idea that learning reduces redundancy to make processing more efficient. Instead, learning seems to favor the distribution of information among multiple neurons, which can be beneficial for the robustness of signals. As learning progresses, redundancy was also found to increase within each trial. This suggests that neurons share information, while the brain accumulates sensory evidence to make decisions, depending on the context of the task. The results of the study support the models of generative inference, where neurons not only represent sensory data, but also incorporate expectations about what happens. This implies that neurons share information due to common predictions. These findings have significant implications for neuroscience and artificial intelligence design. Understanding how the brain redistributes information during learning could help develop more flexible artificial systems capable of adapting to new situations.